Testing, testing. Good evening, everyone. While they're setting up, they'll take a few minutes, of course, to tune up and set up and everything. I'd like to take this opportunity to give a very brief introduction. Suranjan Bhanja Choudhury is known to me because he sang at the Connecticut inauguration just a few months ago. And it was so beautiful and touching, and he's so devotional and everything that I thought it'll be very nice if he can come here one day. So this is very nice that he's able to come. And Sunrit is also here. I'll introduce them formally. And Debu we know. Debu Nayak, he's come so many times. He's practically our regular Tabla player. So we're very happy that he's here. Suranjan Bhanja Choudhury was born here Born and raised in a family with a distinguished heritage of music, Suranjan's interest in music developed from an early age in Shanti Niketan. He received his training in classical music and Tagore songs from his parents, Prashanto and Tulu Bhanja Choudhury, and also considered himself to be very fortunate to receive trainings from many stalwarts of music in Shanti Niketan, such as Manju and Sudesh Banerjee, Alok Chatterjee, Bijoy Sinha, Mohan Singh, Kangura, Aurobindo Biswas, and Nilima Sen. Suranjan performed in all India radio and on many well-known stages of Kolkata and other cities in India. He migrated to the US in the early 90s, and since then has performed in many occasions across the US. Suranjan has also been engaged in end-to-end music production, which includes music composition, arrangement, recording, and publication. Several albums of his original compositions are available on the international digital distribution channels such as iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, etc. And he's also a very good sitar player. He's a very talented person, and if you Google him, you'll find that he also has a very talented daughter, and they sing together sometimes. I thought maybe we could get her, but she's busy with her college and everything. Then Debu Nayak was born in West Bengal, India, began learning tabla at the age of 3 from his grandfather, Choudhury Kaushalya Nandan, and was an accomplished pakawaj and tabla player of the Punjab Gharana. Later, Debu became a disciple of Pandit Radhakanta Nandi of the Benares Gharana in 1981. Debu came to the US to pursue higher studies and continued his tabla talim from maestros such as Ustad Zakir Hussain, Pandit Anindo Chatterjee, and Pandit Shomir Chatterjee. Recently, his tabla was featured in a collaborative effort of Indian classical music and jazz. The CD called Probe is currently available under World Music at the Sackler Gallery bookstore in the Smithsonian. He, along with the members of Probe, have also performed at the Smithsonian Institution. Debu's recent performance at the Kennedy Center with Gauda Majumdar on sitar earned him wide-scale accolades from the Washington Music Circle. Sunrit Panda, when we were there, his father played tabla also. So another very accomplished musical family. On harmonium, Sunrit Panda started learning Hindustani vocal classical at the age of 6 from his grandfather. Soon after, he took 10 years of rigorous instruction from Srimad Anusua Roy in the Kirana Gwalior Gharana. He has since been training under Sri Purbachal Bera from Kolkata for the past 2 years in the Bishnupur Gharana. He also learns Rabindra Sangeet from Zafar Billah and Bengali songs from Anindita Shorkar Bhaumik. Additionally, he took 2 years of intensive harmonium training from Suendru Banerjee in the Gaya Gharana. Sunrit is currently a student at Princeton University, studying operation research and financial engineering. So a very hearty welcome to 3 very wonderful, accomplished musicians.
Yeah. Should we check the sound here?
Somebody's adjusting.
I should play. কোথায়? সেই। No, there's no effect. I know that. Any comments? Are you able to hear all of us? Okay, that's good. Obviously, when we play together, when we sing together, it becomes more exciting, and I get also very excited, and then things get louder. So. I will need you to be there for some time. When we all play together, you just adjust, okay? All right, thank you. এটাই করতে হবে, এটা ছাড়া আর কিছু করার নেই। এখন তো ভালোই শোনা যাচ্ছে। Okay, so he can come. That should stay close. That should be. This is a good distance. No, it's not happening. I cannot really get anything back. It needs a little bit louder. I cannot see him. Maybe he can. Yeah. আপনি একটু বাজান তো, তিন তালটা বাজান। It's okay. I think it will be fine.
Can you give me a little bit of bass? ঠিক আছে। Just take down the reverb a little bit. The reverb should go down a little bit. अखंड मंडलाकार व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं
Darshitan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Thanks all for coming here. Thanks for having me here. I'm really grateful. I usually don't talk before I say this prayer. So now I'm about to say a few things. That's how I want to organize this program tonight. See, in my family there is a lot of music. All the time it happens. My parents, I learned mostly from them. However, in course of that, I have come across many great musicians, maestros, and there are bits and pieces of their stories and some of my observations. I will probably sprinkle them throughout my performance, if, as and when they come to me. So I hope you will tolerate that. I will, in the first few songs, it will be purely classical. It will be Chota Khyal on different rags, and then Debuji will play, and then we will have some Bengali and some bhajans, some rag pradhan and some bhajans. That's how I have organized this program. Thank you. Starting with Rag Iman. अब करत छल बर जोरी, 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 मोरी दद के मट किया फोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी, मोरी दद के मट किया फोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी। अब करत छल बर जोरी, करत छल बर जोरी, करत छल बर जोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी, अब करत छल बर जोरी, बार बार समझाऊं न समझत, बार बार समझाऊं, बार बार समझाऊं न समझत, छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी। क्या बात? करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी। क्या बात? करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी। करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी। मोरे दद के मटकिया भोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर। अब करत छैल बर जोरी, मोरे दद के मटकिया भोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी। बार बार समझाऊं न समझत, बार बार समझाऊं, बार बार समझाऊं, बार बार समझाऊं, बार बार समझाऊं न समझत, एक न मानत मोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल बर जोरी, अब करत छैल, अब करत छैल, अब करत छैल बर जोरी। So, see, I learned from all different sources. One such source was Pandit Birju Maharaj. He is a renowned dancer, right? Everybody knows him as the Kathak maestro. But the expressions he can bring to any single sentence of a song is unbelievable. Suppose I'm just saying, अब करते छैला बर जोरी, क्या बात है इसमें? There is nothing much there. This is only somebody is Krishna is pulling Radha and she's trying to attract her and all that. So now, how many ways you can say that? अब करत छैला बर जोरी, अब करत छैला बर जोरी. All these different things he showed this in some of his performances. So I don't want to go on too much talking about these things, but now the next song which I am coming to, I am pretty much raised in Rabindranath Tagore's ashram, okay, in Santiniketan. So if I think about the timelines, Tagore was born in 1861, and by the time he was 25, Thakur Ramakrishna passed away. So imagine that, and on the same year, in Agra Gharana, there was a maestro from Agra Gharana, he was born, 1886. So somehow I am trying to link these three personalities, and the next song which I am going to present, it is a famous song from Agra Gharana. So this is on Rag Nadbihag. I will present in a slightly different way, not like with all the tans and all the juggleries, but it has more of a melody in it. Jan 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 payal baje, 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 jan 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 payal baje, jan 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 payal baje, jage mori saas nanadiya, 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 aur duraniya, aur duraniya, aur duraniya, aur jathaniya, jan 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 payal baje, jan 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 payal baje. खबर सुनी मेरो, खबर सुनी मेरो, खबर सुनी मेरो, बगैर सुनी खबर सुनी मेरो, बगैर सुनी सुन पावे सास ननदी, जाग मोरी सास और दुरनिया और जठनिया, जन 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 पायल बाजे, जन 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 पायल बाजे, जग मोरी सास ननदिया और दुरनिया और जठनिया, जन 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 बाजे, जन 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 पायल बाजे, जन 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 पायल, जन 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 पायल बाजे, जाग मोरी सास ननदिया, जाग मोरी सास ननदिया, जाग मोरी सास ननदिया, जाग मोरी सास ननदिया और दुरनिया और जतनिया, जन 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 पायल बाजे, रुम झुम नूपुर बोले, रुम झुम नूपुर बोले, रुम झुम नूपुर बोले, बन पथे जाए के बालिका, बन पथे जाए, बन पथे जाए के যায় কে বালিকা, দলে সে ফালিকা, মালতী মালিকা দোলে রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর, বলে রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর। চম্পা মুকুল চম্পা মুকুল চম্পা মুকুল গুলি চাহে নয়ন তুলি, চম্পা মুকুল গুলি চাহে নয়ন তুলি, চম্পা মুকুল চম্পা মুকুল গুলি চাহে নয়ন তুলি, নাচে নট বিহগ, নাচে নট বিহগ, নাচে নট বিহগ, শিখি তরু তলে গলে সে পালিকা, মালতী মালিকা দোলে রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর, বলে রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর, বলে বনপথে যায় কে বালিকা, গলে সে ফালিকা, মালতী মালিকা দোলে রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর, রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর, রুমঝুম রুমঝুম নূপুর, বলে। The only reason I sang in two languages is to see that some of the songs that last forever. This one song probably lasts forever. This is any performance you hear of Nadbehag, either on instrument or in vocal, you will definitely hear this song. There's a 99% chance that you will hear.
This sound has gone down. Because sound chale.
So this song was about 100 years old.
Don't play with it. Just leave it alone.
So this song which I just sang, it is about 100 years old. Okay. The next song I am going to sing may not be even 10 years old. This is a composition by Pandit Arun Bhaduri from Kolkata, and he was a close friend of my dad, my father, and he visited Shantiniketan, and he also later on composed this song, and I'm just cannot help but singing this just for today. It suddenly came to me, so I decided I will sing this one. This is on Rag Maru Behag. at 9, right? Okay. Okay, the next song I will be singing. See, in India, there is no lack of bhajans. There are plenty, thousands and thousands of bhajans, all different gods and goddesses. Even in some cases, we call it nirguni bhajan. We are not saying anybody, and particularly I like Kabirji's bhajan. I will sing a few of them. So the next one, I'm just going to end the first half with this bhajan. It is rather long, but I have chosen a few stanzas out of it so that it ends in a reasonable time. And it was originally I heard from Pandit Kumar Gandharvji, and then later on many people sang it. It's a rather serious song. It's not a very fast and rhythmic, that kind of song. It's a somber, it's serious mood. गगन में आवाज हो रही झीनी 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 सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी 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 पाहिली नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमया पानी पानी हो जी पाहिली आए नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमया पानी पानी हो जी सब घट अलख पुरुष निर्वाणी हो जी ज्ञानी ज्ञानी सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी वहाँ से छोड़ सो विषय को धावे, उल्टी फांस फसानी हो जी, फसानी हो जी। ज्ञानी ज्ञानी सुनता है, गुर ज्ञानी सुनता है, गुर ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञान। कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो, जाए अगम की बारी रे, जाए अगम के बारी रे। दिन भर रे जो नजर भर देखे, दिन भर रे जो नजर भर देखे, अजर अमर वो निशानी हो जी, निशानी हो जी। ज्ञानी ज्ञानी सुनता है, गुर ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञानी। गगन में आवाज हो रही, झीनी 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 झीनी, सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी, सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी, सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी, सुनता है गुर ज्ञानी। ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी। So this is this much I can sing at a stretch, and then I will need. I'm requesting Debu ji to play pieces in tabla, and Sunrit will accompany him on harmonium. আপনি নিজে বলবেন? Yes, absolutely. Sure.
Namaskar. All these years I've been playing here, I've never played a tabla solo. So there is always a first time. So to give him a break, I want to play about 10 minutes tabla solo from my gharana, from my school. I have learned in 3 different schools. My grandfather, who you heard when Swamiji was saying about my background. So when I was 3 years old, my grandfather taught me with my hand, holding it and putting it on the tabla itself, and pakhawaj. So that school was Punjab Gharana. And then later on, when I became a little older, I moved to Calcutta, and I learned from Pandit Radhakant Nandi, who used to be known as the maestro of Benares Gharana or Benares school. So I learned from him about 10 years, and then I moved here. Then I went straight to Ali Akbar College in 1980 to learn from Ustad Zakir Hussain, and his father was visiting. So I had a great time. I didn't want to come back, but I had to come back to school. So for 2 years I learned from them, and then I moved to East Coast, and then I learned from Pandit Anindo Chatterjee and Samir Chatterjee. So that was Punjab, Benares, Farrukhabad, and Punjab, again Benares. So I'm going to give you in this little bit of little bit of flowers from each gharana. So I'll start with something in the Farrukhabad school called the Peshkar. You start with Peshkar, it's more like, think of it like this. In vocal music, you have alap, very meditative style of playing, nothing fancy, nothing fast or gimmickry in it. So I'll start with that, then slowly I'll blend into some compositions from Farrukhabad and Punjab, and then I'll end with a long chakradhar, which is a triplet that repeats 3 times, and that'll be the end of it. And hopefully by that time, you'll get a nice break. Can I have a little bit more sharpness to this? That's good. And harmonium a little bit up. Okay, because I can't hear you. So, the tal, the rhythmic cycle is 3 tal, 16 beats. Now, some fixed compositions from Farrukhabad. In the beginner's level, when people learn tabla, this is the composition, fixed composition, which is probably passed on for the last 200 years. Came from Delhi. It's Delhi school, but everybody plays this, and it's used with these two fingers, index and the middle finger. bit of Lucknow. Incidentally, here a lot of the Lucknow experts or Lucknow ustads or maestros, they call this particular finger technique as the butterfly technique, because the fingers dance on the tabla like a butterfly. And you will see what I mean. the last part. Also from Farrukhabad and Lucknow, this particular syllable is called the Dhire Dhire syllable. And it came from the idea actually came from the Nawabs of Lucknow. When the choo-choo train first came on the track. So it would go at the speed of like 15 miles an hour. But the tabla players in the court, they were court musicians, and they got the idea, and the Nawab commissioned them to come up with a syllable or a composition that mimics the choo-choo train sound. So here is that sound from Lucknow, and the composition along with it. See, tabla is not an easy subject. It makes you sweat a lot.
Everything sound okay, or is it too loud, too little, or everything is fine? All right, all right. So this part of singing, I want to start with a Bengali song. I will be singing a few Bengali songs and few bhajans. And a piece of information which I must provide you is that my main influence of music and the learning is from my mother. So, and she was, at the same time, she was a huge devotee of Ramakrishna. Because of her, I read Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Because of her, we went to see Dakshineshwar, the temple, and countless stories. I like reading that book, Ramakrishna Kathamrita. I kind of miss it now. I will probably buy it sometime soon. Some stories stick in my mind. So I'll just start with one small story. So Vidyasagar, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar comes to visit Ramakrishna, Thakur Ramakrishna. And then Thakur suddenly, out of all his simplicity and everything, he says, "Tumi to baba Siddho Purush." Siddho meaning, you got some kind of enlightenment. So Vidyasagar said, "How come? I am not Siddho. I don't even do pujas or anything." No. What happens to the vegetables and everything when you boil, when you siddho, it gets norom, it gets soft. So your mind has become soft for the humankind. So you are a siddho. Bangla, if I don't say in Bengali, it does not make much sense. In English, it does not come out very well. So I hope you will recognize, you'll understand it. So some of such stories are amazing. He was an amazing educator. That's the thing, public education. He would say makes very difficult things very simple to everyone. So that's how Thakur becomes so relevant every day. I should not be preaching this here, but it just came out like that. So I'll start with a song which I guess Swamiji, you wanted to hear. And before again I start, I must acknowledge, there are several faces I see here in the audience who are very well known to me, who are my family and my friends, who have traveled a long distance, as far as from Connecticut, from New Jersey, from Pennsylvania. They are just here, and what can I say? I'm very humbled because of their presence and because they're here. I don't know if I deserve such an attention, but thank you. Thank you, everyone. সৃষ্টি করি এলে পঞ্চবেদ অবতার বরিষ্ঠায় তোমারে Are you hearing me okay? Everything fine, right? Yeah, so. Huh? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, tabla from solo it stayed the same. Tabla should go lower a little.
যদি কণ্ঠ দাও আমি তোমার গাহি গান যদি কণ্ঠ দাও আমি তোমার গাহি গান যদি কণ্ঠ দাও যদি কণ্ঠ দাও আমি তোমার গাহি গান যদি কণ্ঠ দাও যদি কণ্ঠ দাও যদি দৃষ্টি দাও আমি নয়ন ভরি যদি দৃষ্টি দাও আমি নয়ন ভরি করি অমৃত রূপ সুধা পান যদি কণ্ঠ দাও, যদি কর্ণ দাও, আমি অনাহত নাদ শুনি। যদি কর্ণ দাও, আমি অনাহত নাদ শুনি। আর তারি সুরে সুরে প্রেমেরই জাল ঘানি বুনি। আমি তারি সুরে সুরে প্রেমেরই জাল খানি বুনি। যেন তোমারি করুণায় আমারি রসনায় উথলে নাম সুরধুনি। যেন তাহারি ধারা জলে তপ্ত ধরা তলে, তাহারি ধারা জলে তপ্ত ধরা তলে, তাপিত জলে করে স্নান, তাপিত জলে করে স্নান। যদি যদি কণ্ঠ দাও, যদি কণ্ঠ দাও, আমি তোমার গাহি গান। যদি কণ্ঠ দাও, যদি কণ্ঠ দাও। Another bhajan, Kabir ji's bhajan. I somehow dared to put some tune to it. बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे, भजन बिना रे, भजन बिना रे। बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे, बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे, भजन बिना रे, भजन बिना रे। बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे, बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे। बाल अवस्था खेल गवायो, बाल अवस्था खेल गवायो। जब यौवन तब मान घना रे, बाल अवस्था खेल गवायो। जब यौवन तब मान घना रे, लहे कारण मूल गवायो, लहे कारण मूल गवायो। अजहुन गई मन की तृष्णा रे, बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे, बीत गए दिन भजन बिना रे। कहत कबीर सुनो भय साधो, कहत भजन बिना I want to sing a couple of songs. Before, I don't know when is the end time, but if you are okay, I can sing a few more songs. Some of the songs, just like I was singing at the beginning of the program, some of the songs last forever. And this is one of such songs. We probably heard of Ajodhanath Pakrashi for only one song and one song only. So I would like to sing that song. চলো নিজ নিকেতনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশীর বেশে ভ্রম কেন অকারণে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশীর বেশে ভ্রম কেন অকারণে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে বিষয় পঞ্চক আর ভূতগণ সবই তোর পরে কেহ নয় আপন বিষয় পঞ্চক আর ভূতগণ কেহ তোর সব তোর পরে কেহ নয় আপন পর প্রেমে কেন হয়ে অচেতন ভুলিছ আপন জনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সত্য পথে মন করো আরোহণ প্রেমের আলো জ্বালি চলো নৌকন সত্য পথে মন করো আরোহণ প্রেমের আলো জ্বালি চলো নৌকন সঙ্গেতে সম্বল রাখো পুণ্য ধন গোপনে অতি যতনে লোভ মোহ আদি পথে দস্যুগণ পথিকের করে সর্বসমোষণ লোভ মোহ আদি পথে দস্যুগণ পথিকের করে সর্বসমোষণ পরম যত before I was trying to sing this song, this particular stanza exactly fits this place. সাধু সঙ্গ নামে আছে পান্থ ধাম, শ্রান্ত হলে তথায় করিবে বিশ্রাম। সাধু সঙ্গ নামে আছে পান্থ ধাম, শ্রান্ত হলে তথায় করিবে বিশ্রাম। পথ ভ্রান্ত হলে শুধাইবে পথ, সে পান্থ নিবাসী জনে। যদি দেখো পথে ভয়েরই আগার, প্রাণপণে দিও দোহাই রাজার। যদি দেখো পথে ভয়েরই আগার, প্রাণপণে দিও দোহাই রাজার। সে পথে রাজার প্রবল প্রতাপ, সমন ডরে যার শাসনে। মন চলো নিজ নিকে ধনে, মন চলো নিজ নিকে ধনে। সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশির বেশে, ভ্রম কেন আকারণে। মন চলো নিজ নিকে ধনে, মন চলো নিজ নিকে ধনে। Should I end this program? I was thinking that it's kind of getting late. One more, sorry. Okay. Oh, sure. So I'm from West Bengal, from Birbhum, right? I'd like to sing one song which is from the baul style. দিতে করবে So this has a little bit of story. So I used to live in Kolkata for 6 years, and then on the weekends I used to come back home to Shantiniketan. I'm from Shantiniketan. So on the way, obviously there are some bowls or somebody will come on the train and then will sing, and I learned from one of them. It is a composition by Bhava Pagla. Bhava Pagla is very well known among the bowls. And I have modified it in a big way because I used all kinds of, these are based on Rag Bhairavi, so I added a lot of stuff in from Bhairavi. He bhava kandari, o bhorsha kori, he bhava kandari, halti chhadiya নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বুঝো না তো কেউ, কেন তরি নিজে বাও বাও রে। নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বুঝো না তো কেউ, কেন তরি নিজে বাও বাও রে। নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বুঝো না তো কেউ, কেন তরি নিজে বাও রে। নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বোঝো না তো কেউ, কেন তরি নিজে বাও রে। বাইতে জানো না কেন ধরো হাল, বাইতে জানো না কেন ধরো হাল, মন মাঝি কথা মনরে মাতাল, বাইতে জানো না কেন ধরো হাল, মন মাঝি কথা মনরে মাতাল, বুঝিয়ে বলো তারে যেতে হবে পারে, বুঝিয়ে বলো তারে যেতে হবে পারে, বেলা বেলার পানে চাও চাও রে নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বোঝো না তো কেউ কেন তরি নিজে বাও বাও রে নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বোঝো না তো কেউ কেন তরি নিজে বাও বাও রে নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বাইতে ছিল না বাইতে ছিল না বাইতে ছিল না, বাইতে ছিল না পাগলা ভবা, বাইতে ছিল না পাগলা ভবা, ভাঙা তুমি কাতার ডোবা ডোবা, বাইতে ছিল না পাগলা ভবা, ভাঙা তুমি কাতার ডোবা ডোবা, চুবানি খেয়ে শেষে পড়েছে পায়ে সে, চুবানি খেয়ে শেষে পড়েছে পায়ে সে, পারের কান্ডারি তুমি বাঁচাও বাঁচাও রে নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বুঝো না তো কেউ কেন তরি নিজে বাও বাও রে নদী ভরা ঢেউ, বোঝো না তো কেউ কেন তরি নিজে বাও বাও রে নদী ভরা ঢেউ, নদী ভরা ঢেউ, নদী ভরা ঢেউ। অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ এতক্ষণ আমাকে সহ্য করার জন্যে। আবার সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, আনন্দে থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন। দেখতে পাচ্ছি বেশিরভাগই বাঙালি, আমি বাংলাতেই বললাম, কিছু মনে করবেন না। প্লিজ স্টে ওয়েল এভরিওয়ান। I hope you liked it. And I'm sincerely thankful to he's like my son. He's Sunrit. He's graduating from Princeton. Among all his busy schedules and everything, he got some time to practice with me. And he's also learning classical music. His whole family is having a classical background. So I'm really thankful that he came with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And of course, Debuji, Debu Nayak, you all know him. He doesn't need any introduction. And it's the synergy. He makes me feel very excited. And sometimes I go beyond my means. So, okay.
Oh my God. Please, this is.
Thank you.
Everyone, please be seated for a minute.
It's not. Yes, son. After that performance, what can be said? We are extremely fortunate to have this evening this most wonderful performance by gifted musicians, Sri Suranjan Bhanja Choudhury, who is visiting us for the first time, and our own Devapriya, Nayak, whom we call endearingly Debu, and Sunrit, Panda, who is visiting us for the first time. The performance they gave was beyond description. I can't describe how nice it was in ordinary language. It transported us to a higher level of ananda. And this was not just a music performance, it was an offering of love, an offering of devotion by the musicians to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji. The special feature of this evening's performance was the solo performance by Debuji and Sunrit Panda, and it was excellent and it can't be described. I hope they can come again and give us the pleasure of this performance and this offering to Sri Ramakrishna. Everything we do here is an offering to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji. Sri Ramakrishna said that those people, artists who are very good experts in music, dance and other arts, for them it is very easy to realize God. And we are those people here this evening. I thank them all for coming, taking the time to come and perform here. I pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Swamiji to give all of them good health, peace and joy to all their family members, and continued professional success. And we hope they will come and again to this temple and give us this pleasure of this performance. Thank you all very much. And thank you.
I'm humbled by such a kind notes. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Swamiji. Okay, we'll wrap up now.
So it was a wonderful day for all of us. We'll continue tomorrow with the program will be those who are here, of course, will have our morning worship and everything as usual. Otherwise, 11 o'clock will be the Ram Navami Puja. This is the real anniversary. Our founding day was Ram Navami 25 years ago. So that'll be 11 o'clock. And then there'll be a devotee session in the afternoon from 3 to 3:30. Those who would like to say something about their experiences with the center, some reminiscence or something, we'll be very happy to hear from all of them. Then there'll be a panel discussion with Swamiji, Sarvadevananji, and Ramarupananji and myself. That'll be 3:30 to 5. And then a regular evening Arati. And then 7:30 we'll finish the program with Ramnam Sankirtan. So we thank you all for coming, and especially our musicians. It was really wonderful. It was fantastic. Thank you so much.